Hey everyone, this is a short lecture on Pascal's wager. Pascal's wager is a pretty simple idea actually, but we need some background to understand it. So the thing that's crucial is that Pascal thinks we don't have conclusive evidence of God's existence. And that's different from some of the other authors, right? Anselm and Aquinas thought that we could have proof that God exists, and Pascal doesn't think so. So what we have is a case of decision-making under uncertainty. We need to figure out whether to believe in God, but we don't know for sure whether God actually exists. So how do you make a decision under uncertainty? You do it like you evaluate betting odds at the casino. You figure out what the possible outcomes are, and then you rate those outcomes on a scale of good to bad somehow. And then you see, given the possible outcomes, what's your best bet? Pascal thinks that if you do this, then the bet is clearly in favor of believing in God. So there are two relevant factors. Whether God exists is one of them, and then whether you believe in God is the other. These two factors mean that there are four possible outcomes. You can believe in God and God does exist. You believe in God and God doesn't exist. You don't believe in God and God doesn't exist. And you don't believe in God and God does exist. That's four, right? So what happens when you evaluate the outcomes? It looks like believing in God comes out way ahead. Either if you believe in God, either he does exist and there's great reward for you, or he doesn't exist and, no big deal. However, if you don't believe in God, then the two outcomes are that he doesn't exist, in which case no big deal, or he does, in which case you get great punishment. So if you look at the possibilities of believing, they come out way ahead of the possibilities of disbelieving. And that's it, really, right? You look at the four outcomes, you see what your choices are, and the choice for belief seems to be way better. That's Pascal's reasoning. One thing to say about this before closing is that this is not an argument for the existence of God, right? It's just an argument for believing in God. Pascal thinks that if you think it through, even though you don't know whether God exists, it's rational to believe that he does. That's the end.